Hello everybody, welcome to this long-term review of my Tesla Model S. This is gonna be basically my opinion on how life with this car has been. This month my car will turn 6 years old. I bought it on September in 2014. I ordered it back in those days, and still today it takes a little bit, a couple of months if you special order your car as opposed to buying existing inventory car. So to give you a little history, let's just begin with the history. I'm a car guy. I love cars. I worked on cars all my life. My dream car has always been the Porsche 911, and there came a time where my SUV, an old GMC Envoy, was dying, and I started thinking, with the kids and everything, we had a minivan, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to have my own hot car. I've worked all my life, I saved some money, so I was ready to spend some serious coin on a car and to enjoy it, and so a friend of mine and at work basically told me, hey, have you ever looked at Teslas? And I had never heard of a Tesla before. In 2014, I mean, Tesla came out with the first Roadster back in 2011 or 2010. The first Model S came out in 2012, which is not much difference than my car. And so I started looking into the Teslas and I look at the website, and I said, you know what, let me go test drive it. We were down in Miami by Dayland Mall. I went and test drove it with the family, and I didn't even drive the performance one. I drove the regular one, 85 Model S. It blew my mind. I mean, it was tremendous power. I never felt that kind of power in a car before, and to me, the space and everything else, I mean, it was unbelievable. I was sold immediately. I put the money down and I ordered mine right then and there. You can order yours online. I could at the time, but I wanted to sit with a salesperson to explain all the stuff to me. So the purchase experience was pretty simple for me. It's not like going to any car dealer where you're gonna sit there and argue and all that. The prices are set and it is what it is. One of the reasons for this video is a friend of mine reached out to me and said, hey, an old college buddy of mine, I want to buy a Tesla, and he started asking me questions about it. And we have a referral system in Tesla where if you buy a Tesla and you use my referral code, they give you something, they give me something. Some people get even free cars with this referral. Check out the description for the referral if you're planning on buying one. And it dawned on me that I know a lot of people and everybody knows that I have a Tesla, and some of them reach out to me, but not all of them. And some of them tell me, hey, I bought a Tesla, and then I say, hey, why didn't you tell me about it? Well, you could have used my referral code. And so I guess I could have had a free car by now with all the people that I know that had bought Teslas. And I guess I didn't get the message across to use my referral code. So definitely use my referral code if you're thinking of buying one. And so I'm gonna give you a little what is life with a Tesla. Okay, so charging, obviously you gotta charge the car. Is electric. I have a 220 charger at home, which is the same type that you use for your dryer or your stove. I just had my handyman come and install it. $500, no big deal. It's in my garage, so it's never been an issue with me charging. Right now I'm sitting at the supercharger. My car came with free supercharging, so I can charge whenever I want, as long as I want, for the life of the car, which I thought it was a great deal when I bought the car. That was a nice incentive. Now, when I got the car, my son was doing soccer, and he was doing soccer down in Miami, so I was driving quite a bit. So gasoline-wise, with my truck, it was costing me a pretty penny to drive those close to 100 miles a day by the time I went to work and back, and then took my son to soccer and back. So with this Tesla, I will just get home and plug it in. I have about, brand new, this car came with about 270 mile range, which is more than enough for city driving and daily driving. And I will just come home, plug it in, and go to sleep, and the next day the car is charged and I will use it again. There's really no need to run it on empty. And so electricity wise, it cost me about $50 a month. I calculated based on what my bill went up or not, so I put a lot of miles in this car. I put about 90,000 miles in this car already. In 6 years, I was doing about 20,000 miles a year on the car. So I save quite a bit of money on charging and in gas. And now for trips, and if you're gonna be using it for trips, the usability of the car is very useful, and I did a lot of trips. I did trips to Tampa, trips to Orlando, things like that. I mean, I will never go to like Washington DC with it, because you're gonna be going from charger to charger and spending anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour charging in between, and I just don't like to stop for that long and make the trip that long. Now, some people love it. I met people at superchargers, some people will come and talk to you, and I met people from Canada that love it. They take about a week to get down here. They take their time, they're charging. All the superchargers are close to restaurants and stuff like that, so you can just go eat, and by the time you're done eating, you come back and the car is charged. So it's very useful in that sense. The good news about it is there's no maintenance on the car. So if you own a Tesla, there's no water pump. There's a lot of these things that other cars have, belts and spark plugs. And the only thing you got to worry about is tires, not even brakes, because the regenerative braking on these cars, when you decelerate, it slows you down automatically. And you can time it so you barely have to touch your brakes during a drive, so your brakes will last a long time. In fact, there's problems with people with Teslas up north where the brakes, they have to replace the brakes because they rust because of the lack of use. So obviously I live in Florida, so that's not an issue for me, but the brakes do last a long time. The maintenance, there's nothing to do on these cars. Maybe flush the brake fluid once every 50,000 miles or something. And it does have a coolant for the battery, and you can do a coolant service at Tesla for about $100, where they will flush your coolant and give you fresh coolant for the battery. The motor, electric motors last forever, and the car is just, durability wise, it's been amazing. The car lasts, nothing rattles, nothing, it doesn't make any noises. As opposed to, say, my last sports car that I had was a BMW, and that thing, I literally had to go turn it in, because after 9 years, everything was breaking on the car. Every single thing was breaking. It was just 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 in maintenance. That really, it will kill you. It will really kill you in the long term of the car. It takes away the joy of owning the car. I really love owning this car because of the lack of problems. Now, repairs, basically these cars are very simple mechanically. They don't have all those things that a regular gasoline car will have. So now, because I bought this car early in 2014, I'm not an early adopter. I'm one of the early adopters, I guess, in a way. But this car has come a long way. A Model S today, not only is it cheaper than when I bought it. When I bought this car, if you wanted the top of the line Model S, you were paying over $100,000. Now you can get a top of the line for about 90 something Model S performance. So they have come down quite a bit in prices. And the car itself, every time something breaks, and a lot of things did break. Okay, the car was under warranty. Tesla gives you 4 years, 50,000 mile warranty, bumper to bumper. I bought the extended warranty. I should have bought it when I bought the car. It would have cost me only $2,500. I bought it at the end, after the fact, and it cost me close to $5,000 for 7 years, 100,000 miles, but it's definitely worth it. The battery warranty and the drivetrain that I got is 8 years, unlimited miles. So I still have quite a bit of battery warranty. My battery is doing great. I got about 230, 240 mile range, so I've lost about 10-12%, which is normal, not a big deal. Now, things did break on the car. One problem they had, these cars, you know, they're hiding the auto handles, the door handles, they hide and they pop out. The early versions of those handles were defective and they will break a lot. And this is where the advantage of having a Tesla comes in. Any other car, something breaks, you get a new replacement part that's identical to the part that came with your car. Tesla will realize that these handles are breaking a lot. They will redesign the handle, and when it got replaced with the new model of the handle that hasn't had any issues since I've had them replaced. I pretty much replaced every handle in this car. So all 4 handles are new. Now, the drivetrain. My drivetrain at some point was making a whining noise. Tesla went ahead and replaced it with a new drivetrain, and that drivetrain basically was improved. So this one has more miles than my original one. I think we replaced it at about 20,000 miles, and it doesn't make the whining noise anymore. It doesn't make. I was hearing a little clanking sound at one time, and it was the rear axle. My car is rear wheel drive, it's not the all-wheel drive. And the rear axle basically, because these cars have so much torque, it was starting to get a little, I guess, I don't know if loose or whatever, but it'll make a little clanking noise. So Tesla replaced it free of charge, of course, and they gave me the axle that they put on the Tesla Model S 100D, which was the top of the line performance one. So it's a much heavier duty axle, so I haven't had any problems with the axle. So this is a great thing. And also, you know, another advantage of the car is the fact that the technology is unheard of. I mean, they do over-the-air updates on your car, and they basically download new software. They have changed the look of my dash a couple of times. They have added new things, games. I can play backgammon now while I'm charging. I love backgammon, for example. There's other games in there, Centipede, you know, I forget the other names, some Atari games. And they changed the look of the dash. They changed the location of the stuff. They gave me my car came with free connectivity, so it's always connected to the internet via cellular, and that's free. Now you have to pay for that in the new cars. They give you, I guess, some months free, and then you gotta pay a monthly fee. So mine does over-the-air updates. I get maps, I get navigation for free, all the stuff. I remember in my old minivan, it was a Chrysler, it came with navigation where you had to pop in the CD, and when the maps became obsolete after a few years, Chrysler wanted like $300 for an update on the navigation maps. That's ridiculous. Okay, now this is more like a cell phone, like your iPhone. It just gets updated and updated. Now, having said that, that's a disadvantage of these Teslas, because it's just like when you buy a new iPhone and in September the new iPhone comes out and it has better features than yours. It's a technology, you can never catch up with the technology. So I bought my car in September 14, and 1 month later, after taking delivery, Tesla introduced the Autopilot. So my car doesn't have Autopilot. That's fine by me. I'm a driver. I love driving. I will never let the car drive for me. Okay, I like driving, especially in Miami. And the new cars came with Autopilot, the Autopilot 1. Now the Autopilots are way advanced. They got full self-driving. They have like 8 cameras. I don't even know how many. And I've tested it because on loaners, when I take my car in for service or repairs, they give me a loaner, and I've tested those Autopilots. They work pretty well. I can see using them on long trips, you know, so you don't have to worry about the monotone part of driving, you know. But here in traffic, I'd rather do the driving. And so if you buy a car right now, if you're thinking about buying a Tesla, like I told my friend, I probably wouldn't buy a Model S, because the Model S has been out since 2012, and it's 8 years now, and they're due for a refresh. They're due for a new model, and I've seen some renderings. I don't know if they're true or not, but it looks like it's going to be gorgeous, and it also looks like the battery is going to be much better. Like my car came with 267-mile range, brand new. The new Model S's, the long range, you're getting 330, 340-mile range. I mean, that's such an improvement, you know. It's really amazing. Now, the new ones Of course, they have better technology, better screens, faster master computer. Everything is a little bit better, you know. I'm still happy with mine. It's much better than any brand new Mercedes out there that basically cannot do any updates. It's the same car. It's slow. I mean, my car is not the fastest in the world. It does 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, 5.3 seconds, which to me is amazing because, I mean, back in the day, any car that can do a 5 seconds 0 to 60 was a super machine, you know. And when I drove it, I said, this is fast enough for me. I didn't even drive the performance one, which shaved off a second of the 0 to 60, the regular performance one. A new Model S Performance does 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. I mean, not even LaFerrari can do that. It's ridiculous. I mean, you will beat any car out there, you know, if you like, you know, speed or driving fast or whatever. And you'll definitely beat every car out there on the red light. And it's amazing to drive when you're in traffic and you need to move away and change lanes quickly and just merge. I mean, they're really, really nice to drive. So I wouldn't buy a Model S just because they're due for a change. I think the best Tesla right now is the Model 3 is the best deal. There's a lot of YouTube videos that can do price comparisons between Model 3s and a Honda Accord Hybrid and all the stuff if you want to look at the numbers. But at the price and for what you're getting, I think is the best car to get right now. Model Y is the SUV version, the smaller SUV. And that one, the problem is you can only buy the performance one. So it's the expensive one. When they release the cheap Model Y, the long range Model Y, I think that will be worth it and a great deal again. I got a reservation for the Cybertruck that's coming out. I don't know when. Hopefully I will have the money to buy that one. It looks like promising. Over 500-mile range, like the new Roadster that's coming out. $250,000, but it's gonna be an amazing car. And Tesla is pushing that envelope with the battery ranges, you know, to break that 400-mile, 500-mile range. I mean, that's gonna be just a game changer. So if you're thinking about buying a Tesla, I like the Model 3 a lot. I think for the price, it's a little bit more expensive than a regular car, but you get some incentive from the government. When I bought this one, I got $7,500 back. I think right now they're down to $3,750 because those government things expire. But you will save on gas, you will save on maintenance, and I mean, they're amazing cars. The driving experience, I truly recommend driving one. Now, for the future, I mean, I'm planning on just keeping this car as long as it lasts. If the battery does die, hopefully it will die within the 8-year period. Some people who have had these batteries die have replaced them, had them replaced with Tesla, no cost, and some of them have gotten better batteries. And so hopefully mine will die within the 8-year period. If it doesn't and it lasts longer than that but ends up dying at some point, you can buy a second-hand battery. I mean, they're on eBay, you know, as people crash these cars and they sell them for parts. You can buy a battery, you know, probably for 10 grand or 8 grand, and replacing the battery is really simple. I mean, a lot of people can do it. It's not a big deal. So my plan is to keep this car for a long time. It's lasted me this long. It hasn't costed me a penny. So I love it. I like it. I want to give a shout out to Signature Customs, as you see on the videos and on some of the pictures I will post with this video. Some of the modifications I've done to the car is I wrapped it matte black, and I replaced the wheels, and Michael painted my calipers. He did my chrome delete. He does a great job at Signature. Give him a shout out if you want to protect your Tesla and get paint protection film, or you want to wrap it or do anything else. He does all kinds of stuff, modifications for suspension and all that. When I'm out of warranty, I'm planning on replacing the suspension on this car and maybe lowering it about an inch, you know, just for the heck of it. And that's about it. If you're interested in the performance of the battery itself, the 85 kilowatt battery, I can put a link to this guy out in Europe. Bjorn, who does reviews of electric cars. He does a good job. He gets very technical with numbers and all that. I'm not gonna get all technical, so enjoy your car purchasing. If you're thinking of buying one, definitely use my referral code. If you're gonna buy a Tesla, you're gonna get 1,000 free miles off supercharging, and I'm gonna get some free gifts, whatever they're giving these days. Definitely, if you're thinking about buying one, I know for the Model S and the Model X, I think they're offering free supercharging for life. I think that's a great deal. Okay, usually by the end of the year, Tesla will give great promotions. I know Michael from Signature, he bought a Model X at the end of the year, last year or a couple of years back, and they were giving away free ludicrous mode, which is usually like a 20 grand upgrade to get the super fast mode on your Tesla. So the end of the year is coming. If you're thinking about buying one, you will get better deals at the end of the year. You know, the purchasing is very pain-free. So I hope you enjoyed the video, man. You can like it or not like it, but definitely if you know somebody that likes this or is interested in Teslas, forward it. If I know you personally and you're in my family, definitely you have to forward it, okay? And I want to see you commenting and saying, great job, uncle or tio or whatever you want to say, or dad, you know, because if you're not, I'm going to come after you, all right? So you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you Sunday. Bye.